Hello, my name is Riza Azni Suhaini. I will be the instructor for this week. The topic for this week is conjunctions. Now, before we proceed with this topic, do you have any idea what conjunctions are? If you don't, then that wouldn't be a problem, as we will cover this topic for this week. So what are conjunctions? Conjunctions are words used as joiners. Different kinds of conjunctions join different kinds of grammatical structures. Now we will look into the different types of conjunctions. The first conjunction is coordinating conjunctions. Next would be correlative conjunctions. Next, conjunctive adverbs. And last but not least, subordinating conjunctions. So as you can see, for types of conjunctions, there are 4 types. Let's look at the first conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. These are the examples of coordinating conjunctions. The usage of coordinating conjunctions basically join equals to one another. So what does that mean? It means that it actually join word to word, phrase to phrase, or clause to clause. So let's look at the examples for each of these subpoints. Word to word. Most children like cookies and milk. So remember just now the key word was equal. If you want to use the coordinating conjunctions, you have to make sure that the object or the subject must be of equal. For example here, most children like cookies and milk. It will not be correct if I were to say most children like swimming and milk. Swimming and milk, they are not of equal. Therefore, if you want to construct a sentence using the coordinating conjunctions, you must make sure that they are equal. Next would be phrase to phrase. The gold is hidden at the beach or by the lake. So similar concept, it has to be of equal. At the beach indicates the location, by the lake also the location. So you cannot have at the beach or milk. So even though both can be used side by side, but in this case it's not of equal. Next would be clause to clause. So clause to clause would be what you say and what you do are 2 different things. So what you say is considered as a clause, as it has your subject, which is you, and the verb say. So what you say and what you do. Again, if you see, they are of equal. Next, we will be looking into the correlative conjunctions. For correlative conjunctions, either or, neither nor, both and, not only but also. So these pairs of conjunctions require equal or parallel structure after each other. So if you notice again, the key word here is equal. And also, if you notice, they are in pairs, either or, neither nor, both, and not only but also. Means that they have to have equal value, and also they must be in parallel. It means that you cannot have either nor, neither or. That is already considered incorrect. Let's look at the example. This will be a faulty sentence. Clara not only wants money, but also fame. So if you notice here, not only but will be the correlative conjunction, but of not equal value. In this case, if you were to see wants money, you have a verb and a noun, whereas but also fame. Fame is only the noun. So in this case, you would see that Clara not only wants money, fame. So wants money is considered like an object or the noun here. But as you know, wants is a verb, so it's actually not considered as a noun. So the correct way of this sentence is Clara wants not only money, but also fame. So here you can see that after not only would be the noun, which is money, and the other noun is fame. Another correct way of constructing the sentence would be Clara not only wants money, but also wants fame. So here, after not only wants money, but also wants fame. So this is what we call as parallel. Next, we will look into the conjunctive adverbs. Let's look into the frequently used conjunctive adverbs. So as shown here, there are 3 columns, a list of conjunctive adverbs, also, as a result, besides, consequently, and so on. So these are usually the adverbs, or to be more exact, conjunctive adverbs used in a sentence. So these conjunctions join independent clauses together. So for those who don't understand, what are independent clauses? Clauses usually consist of a subject and a verb. So independent clauses indicates that, to make it a simple way, would be a complete sentence where it can actually stand on its own. Look at the example here. These conjunctions join independent clauses together. If you look at the example given here, the tire was flat, therefore we called a service station. So here, the tire was flat is considered independent clause. Why is it an independent clause? Because it can stand on its own. If I were to remove the semicolon and place a full stop instead, or a period, the tire was flat. It is considered a complete sentence. When you look at the other sentence, which is, we called a service station. So this is also considered a complete sentence. We called, you have your subject, you have a verb, a service station, and also an object. So this also considered as a complete sentence. In other words, independent clause. So by joining these 2 together, we would require the conjunction therefore. So the tire was flat, therefore we called a service station. Next, it was a hot day. Nevertheless, the roofers worked on the project all day. Again, if you look at the first sentence, it was a hot day. This is considered as independent clause. The roofers worked on the project all day. Also another independent clause. Because if you look at both of the sentences, there are subjects and also verb followed by object. In terms of punctuation, you must remember to place a semicolon before the conjunctive adverb and a comma after the conjunctive adverb. So if you were to look at the examples previously, the tire was flat, followed by a semicolon. It was a hot day, followed by a semicolon. Then only you place the conjunctive adverbs, and then followed by a comma. In this case, therefore, comma, and also nevertheless, comma. Next would be subordinating conjunctions. Subordinating conjunctions also join 2 clauses together. However, by doing so, they actually make one clause dependent, or another word we call as subordinate, upon the other. Now let's look at the example to understand further with this explanation. So the example here, it is raining. We have an umbrella. So both of these sentences are considered as independent clauses. They're basically simple sentences. As you can see, it is raining. It is your subject. Is raining is your be verb followed by raining. In this case, we have an umbrella. We would be the subject. Have would be the verb. And umbrella would be your object. So if you look at it in terms of grammar, it is a simple sentence. Now, by adding the word because into the sentence, because it is raining, the sentence no longer becomes independent. As you start off, because it is raining. So if you were to look in terms of grammar, this is an incomplete sentence. Because it is raining. If I were to say this sentence on its own, you wouldn't understand. Why suddenly am I saying because it is raining? So this is considered as dependent clause. So when you combine those two sentences together, because it is raining, we have an umbrella. So because it is raining is considered as dependent clause, and it requires the assistance of the independent clause. In this case, we have an umbrella. So you can actually construct it to have the independent clause first. We have an umbrella because it is raining. So if you look at these two examples, do take note of the structure. If you start off with a dependent clause, in this case again, because it is raining, you must remember to put comma followed by independent clause. However, if you start with independent clause, in this case, we have an umbrella. You do not need a comma after because. So we have an umbrella because it is raining. So, as I said, a subordinating conjunction may appear at the beginning of a sentence or between two clauses in a sentence. Thank you.